What's up, guys? Keith Trades. Today is July 1st and a banger day. I've called 4, 6 something wins, took 4 wins personally, just a bunch of bangers today, and we're going to get over everything. But the title of this video, right? This is your key to profitability. The key to profitability is having quality areas of interest, waiting for those areas of interest to be tested, see how you react, and then you get your setup. So coming in, testimonials, first time member, caught 100 points with this on the shorts. Gabe took the longs we called, but instead he took them on ES, which in my opinion is a smarter trade. ES is more bullish. Caesar caught the shorts. I took some trades on the eval. Again, this was up over 1.1K, but this is just what I sent. And then personal trade 616. Caesar caught the shorts. Boom. Coming in, right? We had the PMI and we had 6:30 a.m. Fed speech. So I did not trade the morning. I hopped on around 7 o'clock after the news. First thing I said was I would want to see previous day's lower price to the daily fair value gap, right? So coming in, that was at 7 a.m. So I called that here at news, and then look what happens next. Dumps it, right? So the targets are very simple for me, right? Again, why are we looking for the previous day's lower price? Because we're overextended, right? Buyers have been bullish, and now if we find that sell model, where are we going to hunt? I had 2 targets. Previous day's low into this daily fair value gap, and my full TP being 22,600, which is going to be into this daily fair value gap. So a personal trade I took was during the news, post news. So here's this news candle come in, and it was just a simple setup for me. It was just an SMT setup, right? We SMT this low, took a CISD entry. Again, this is why I didn't call it out, because it's not an entry point I take, but I call it out. I don't call it out because it's not a quality model that I am comfortable calling out. But this is a setup that I take personally. Got long here, right? Target was the highs, data highs, because we swept out data lows here. But I ended up playing up to just this high. It was about 30 points, and I made that $616 profit from that trade. And we can go over to the testimonials. This was that trade. Live account, profit, boom. Just one mini. We go to ES, that same time frame. We can see that 7 a.m. candle here. Failed to sweep data lows. Higher low for ES. Coming onto NQ. Sweep out data lows here. Lower low. CISD entry. Boom. Small personal trade. But then we came into our model, right? And the shorts played beautifully, right? We saw the sweep of the highs. The only reason why I did not call this trade out, because of the fact that we had a 4-hour fair value gap above. But again, this should not matter in my opinion, right? This was a mistake by me to not call this trade out. I ended up scalping it, but I'm not upset about missing it out because it wasn't exactly what I wanted. But again, with all the confluence we have, this trade should have definitely been taken, right? So number one, we can see 1 a.m. highs. All of these highs fail to get swept. We can see we have a bearish SMT here. Fails to sweep on NQ. As I said, ES was holding bullish. We can see that 1 a.m. highs, 12 o'clock 1 a.m. highs. We can see that we've swept those out, making a higher high. Higher high for ES. Lower high for NQ. Bearish SMT. Right, if we would have tapped this 4-hour and rejected, then I would have been in to call the trade. But again, I think it's a mistake, right? I should have been confident here, as I literally hopped on the charts and immediately said my plan was to seek that target, right? So understand that we should have been confident there. But again, I told him, right, guess the early entry plays out, full TP, previous day's low, it gets hit. Right, again, that trade would have been simple. It would have been off this early entry inverse. I wanted to see a 1-minute fair value gap or price here for the entry, but we ended up just delivering that low aggressively, and that's totally fine, right? I ended up taking the model around here for a nice scalp on the funded, but it is okay because there's plenty more setups to come, right? We know we have what? 22,600. And then we're waiting. You know, it's tough. And I said this, potential. If shorts continue, we could seek 22,600. If the market wants there, we should get a continuation look, right? I was looking at the 15-minute fair value gap for this play, right? And we didn't actually get that. But that's the thing. Members can have their own confidence to execute. And we had 2 members take the trade, right? We can see usually my model one is seek the 5-minute, the 55 and 15, like I said, and then inverse. But do we necessarily need that? Not really. Why do I say we don't need that? Is we know we're aggressive. We hit the daily fair value, we hit previous day's low, and we kept selling through it, right? So a fail to reprice, here is your inverse short entry here, right? And you could factor in that risk by putting your stop loss at the midpoint of the 15-minute fair value up. So let's say it does come back up, you're still free. But we just absolutely dumped this trade. And we had a member take that trade, which was his 100-pointer. That was his 100-pointer trade here. 1 micro, 100 points. Beautiful. And then we had Caesar also take that trade here. The exact same setup, but he got in before. That was the entry we're looking for. There was trade number 3. And then we delivered that daily fair value gap. Okay, how did we act at this daily fair value gap? We found instant buying. This was a personal trade for me that I scalped. And I played this trade fairly tight. I just looked for a small retrace. Right, we hit that daily fair value up low. We found instant buying. I took an aggressive early entry. Why? Because in my opinion, if we look at the daily time frame, we've swept into 2 lows. And if we respect this daily, right, we would want to see us sell through this daily fair value up. Then we could seek this daily low. But we did not. We found an instant buying. So that shows me, okay, we could comfortably play along up to what? At least up to the 5-minute fair value up. So I grabbed this inverse long entry for a small 25 points up to this 5-minute. Hindsight could have left runners, but that was that trade. Simple. Okay, the last banger of the day. I was looking at the time, right? We knew 9 o'clock was coming around. And when 9 o'clock comes around, now I'm looking for the reprice, right? We found that aggressive buying from the daily. Where is our first likely target to get filled? Right, that first likely target to get filled is going to be this 1 hour fair value gap, this huge imbalance. So we waited. In terms of the 5-minute, we had a 5-minute fair value gap get inversed. We formed a 5-minute bearish, right? How did we act there? I called a short that got break even, right? We end up inversing, right? We hit the 5-minute, we inverse this, we grabbed a short, and then why would you play a break even fast? I said, when we sweep these internal lows, go break even. Why would you break even fast? Usually we would scale break even here. You would break even fast because of narrative. We've already hit the first daily fair value up. We've sold through, delivered the second daily fair value up, and then we found buying, right? This is not a continuation look. This is just a 5-minute model that we take, and it was totally fine because it was a 15-pointer here. You would have got break even because you'd want to see aggressive selling lower. It would have been break even. And why did we play this trade so tight? Again, narrative, right? We've already delivered this low. We've already delivered and found buying. There is no reason for us to run lower unless we sell through this. But again, it's a totally fine trade as it is our model, but it just got break even. But none of the members even took that trade. So, okay, what happens? We failed to deliver lower, and what did we find buying? And this was that last banger. I called it live, and I called it in the chat. As you can see here, 22,675 5-minute fair value up. Inverse close entry. What is my target? 22718 into the 1 hour. And I gave him I gave him a drawing. Can't get easier than that. Gave him a drawing, and we had members take. Right? So on the 5-minute time frame, that bearish fair value up that we wanted to see sellers come in, they did not. Very strong inverse close here. And now you wait for the reprice, and that would have been there. 675 long entry, or if you waited, you could have got a 5-minute model as well. We have the inverse entry here. We also close a 5-minute bullish gap. So that would have been a 5-minute model as well. Tapped into that bullish. Again, we inversed here. So you would have got longs here. Or you would have got longs at this inverse. And then scale break even at the internal high, as I called it in the chat for a scale break even here. That was about 32 points. And then full TP, which is going to be that 718, which is just going to be what, guys? We found buying off of the daily, off of the sweep, aggressive buying, 1 hour price. And that is going to be it. Absolute banger day. Everyone won. That is July 1st, a great start to the month, and we're going to continue to kill it. How do we continue to kill it? We're going to understand conditions. Number 1, understand price action. The market's choppy. It's not looking good. We won't trade it. But if we get the clear narrative, we get the aggressive selling, the aggressive buying, quality models. We execute and we win. And that is your key to profitability, guys. Having areas of interest and waiting for them to respect or disrespect. That's going to be it for July 1st video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. And if you want to join the Discord in the bio and we want to see new members, we've been keeping on killing. But until next time, guys, peace out.